Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Our next speaker we have for you today is a really inspiring story about overcoming cancer naturally in 1972?
75.
1975, she overcame cervical cancer naturally and has been teaching people ever since how to do so. I'd like to introduce to you a holistic, revolutionary health coach, Jill Schneider.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here. This is my town. I've been here for 20 years, and I love Del Rey, and it's grown, obviously. And so I'd like to tell you a little bit about what happened to me in 1975, and I was 29 years old. And 2 years before I'd come back from India, I've kind of been a world traveler all my life, taking lots of risks, but calculated ones. And went to a gynecologist for a checkup. And on the Pap test, it came back number 5, classification. He said, okay, you're going to have to take another test just to make sure. Came back again, number 5. He said, he didn't even offer me a biopsy. This was 1975. He says, you have to be in the hospital next week, and you're going to probably end up with a hysterectomy. And I was kind of in shock, okay? But at the same time, I had just started taking a class in Chinese medicine. And it was very interesting. It made a lot of sense to me. So I thought, well, I'm just going to go home, and I'm going to ponder this. And that night, actually, I was scheduled to sing on a Miami, I was in Miami at that time, on a Miami radio station. And I knew that I wouldn't sound good if I had any fear at all coming out of me. So when my partner, who backed me up with lead guitar, and I play rhythm guitar, he said, are you okay? I told him what was going on. I said, I'm fine. I'll be fine. Did a little praying. And after that particular performance, I said, that's it. I'm going to heal myself. And I got really excited about the idea of me healing myself. Nobody's cutting me. Nobody's putting any kind of chemicals into my body. I'm going to heal myself. Chutzpah I have. So I went ahead and did that over a period of time. Chinese medicine, acupuncture, herbs. Decided to leave the United States because I didn't want to work. And you can't live in the United States without working, because then you have to pay rent, and you need a car, and gas, and all that. So I parked my little Volkswagen in my friend's backyard, and I took off for South America. And in South America, I was able to live for $5 a day. I carried my macrobiotic brown rice, seaweed. I was able to get sesame seeds there. And I was living on my macrobiotic diet with beautiful organic vegetables, traveling all over South America. Went to Machu Picchu. And after 6 months of traveling, I knew that my body was healed at that point. And I went home to Miami, and I did go back to another doctor, and he gave me, he did the test, and it had gone from a number 5 on a Pap test to a number 1, at that time was considered normal. Now this is not stage, this was a classification. I never let them cut me, I never let them irritate the inflammation that was already there, and I have a lot of knowledge about cleansing the body. I have a booth over there. I am representing the Annie Appleseed Project, which you need to know about. We have a conference coming up March 1st, 2nd, and 3rd at the Embassy Suites Hotel on Belvedere Road. And we have doctors, real doctors coming from all over the world doing alternative protocols with people. And they don't even get paid. And they're very interesting. Germany is represented, Israel, Mexico. There are many clinics in Mexico who are doing very advanced stem cell all kinds of hyperbaric, all kinds of IVs, vitamin, mineral IVs, and helping people to understand that cancer is an imbalance. And that's really what I teach as well. Because let's face it, if you have a low immune system at all, if you have stress in your life, it's a very, very good chance that you could be developing and going in the direction of cancer. And there's just, it's an opportunity for me to share with you also that, and if you come up here after I speak, I have brochures and I have a list of things that I am very knowledgeable about. After all, it's over 40 years since I understood very, very carefully that I could heal myself. The body is a healing machine. And by just taking medications, getting your chemotherapy, getting your radiation, getting surgery, you're not necessarily healing the source of the disease. So I help people to tune into that source of the disease. It could be trauma. Usually 2 years before people get diagnosed with something serious, that there was some kind of stressful trauma going on in their life. And because of that, the body's immune system went so far down that the cancer would manifest. So there's a lot of holistic health coaches out there, but I'm one who actually has experienced having a serious disease and healing that disease. 2 years after I did my protocol at that time in 1975, 2 years later I gave birth to my son, and now I'm a grandmother. I have two little 5 and an 8-year-old girls who I never would have had. I never would have had my son. They were ready to give me a hysterectomy. I do have the ability to know when things are good for me and things are not good for me. And it's very important that you question every single thing that a doctor is telling you. They don't have all the information. They have the information from the pharmaceutical companies. That is not necessarily the truth. So listen to your body, prevent cancer. I have a sheet here that I'm going to give out. Sorry about that. Okay. And about the kind of changes in your life that you might need to make. Like many of you have issues with mental activity that's so strong that you don't sleep. You have to have a meditation practice. Absolutely. I follow Prem Rawat, and he recommends an hour a day to meditate. And his website, which I have on this sheet, you're welcome to. I have a lot of referrals here. Timelesstoday.com. It is free information about going inside and feeling that love and that joy that you already carry within yourself, which gives you a lot of strength every single day of your life. Little things like chewing your food. Who knew? Well, when I was healing myself of cancer and eating a macrobiotic diet, I had to chew brown rice 50 to 100 times in order to make that rice really help my body. Right now, I'm drinking juices. I brought juices and a smoothie for the whole day here, and I feel great. I did stop by to see Michelle over at the Green Market, and she makes all those great wheatgrass juice and things like that. So I teach people about where we get sick. We get sick first in the colon, okay? The colon. Some people might have constipation. That's a very dangerous thing to have constipation, because that's where all kinds of critters, parasites, bacteria, viruses can live in the dirtiest part of your body. I want to recommend that I actually, some people say, well, good food, organic food is very expensive. Well, I actually use Bednar's, because Bednar's has homegrown right out of the ground. They promise me they're only using not non-GMO seeds, and they're only using neem as their pesticide, which is a natural oil. They are located downtown. They're also out west. So I don't know if I mentioned, I'm 72 and a half years old. I ride a trail bike out in the Everglades a couple of times a week at this time of the year. There's also a woman named Karen Barr. She is an RN, and she also can look at your blood through a little bit of blood coming from your finger. She puts it on a special microscope. You can learn about your body's health through your blood. Blood is very important. Nutrition is very important. I do castor oil packs on people, reflexology. I have been a licensed massage therapist for 35 years here in Florida. And I think one of the most important things to understand is that we get sick because of three things: dehydration, malnutrition, and exhaustion. And this is what I see from so many people who come to me. And if you can reverse that, that is your best prevention of all. So remember that: exhaustion, dehydration, malnutrition. Okay? No more junk food, please. Treat your body with love and kindness, and it will treat you back. Okay? I am my same high school weight, 113 pounds. I don't have any pain in my body, 72 and a half years old. I'm proof of the pudding. I walk the talk. I'm also a guitar player. I was going to bring my guitar, but I had so many other things to carry, I just can't, it can't be near the sun. So thank you all very, very much. I'm not sure what my time is here. Somebody's supposed to tell me what time it is. Thank you all, and I really hope you give me a call. I will give you a free 20-minute consultation if you call me on the phone. My brochure is here. This handout is here. I know that everyone knows people who don't feel well. Well, don't let that go by. That is your body telling you there's something going on. And if you don't feel well, then you need to do something about it. So please come up and take my brochures. And thank you so much for the opportunity to be at the Mind Body Expo. Thank you, Sandra. And thank you, David, for having me be able to speak to the crowd.
Thank you so much, Jill.